Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. My name is Stu and this is a different type of video for me today. Now I'm going to tell you the 10 things that I hate, I really hate, and about the Ford Mustang, the 2016 Ford Mustang GT, the UK style. Now there's a few things that I dislike. I found about 7 things that I dislike, and I've added another 3 there which I sort of dislike, so let's get right into it. So my number 1 hate for this vehicle is the turning circle. The turning circle on this vehicle is immense. As you can see, it is a very long vehicle and it is quite wide as well. And the turning circle is very poor. When you've got to turn in a tight spot, it is quite difficult. Now we're in quite a large car park and that is quite easy to turn in this, but even in here it's going to take quite a lot of space to turn a vehicle of this size. So yeah, the turning circle is my number 1 hate. Number 2 is the back seats. Trying to get in the back of this vehicle is very difficult indeed, and for someone of my height, I'm 6'3", and it is very difficult to get into the back. As you can see, I have to have the driver's seat quite a way back just to be able to drive, and if we move the seat forward, you can see that the driver's seat almost touches the rear seat, so there's not a lot of leg room in there at all. I'm not even going to attempt to get in the back because I know I can't get in the back, and yeah, there's not a lot of room there at all. And as it's a fastback and the back slopes down, anyone who sits in there, especially if they're tall, they have their head leaning right forward. You can see the headrests almost near the roof line, so it's not a very comfortable experience in there at all if you're sitting in the back. So there's no leg room and there's also no headroom, so as you can see, you can't get in the first place, and if you do get in, it's going to be very uncomfortable indeed. Number 3, the trimmings and finishes. Now some of the plastics on this vehicle are quite hard, and there seems to be a few of them that aren't really necessary. So up here, as you can see, there's hard plastic all the way along here, whereas down here you've got a more softer furnishing, then you've got hard plastic just here. So the trimmings and finishes, also the light at the front, the trimming here, so the light looks okay, but when you look, it is pretty loose in there, so it is secure, it's not going to go anywhere, but it's pretty loose. That could do with securing a lot better, so I'm not sure why it's like that. Also in here, the vent, some people have reported this vent on the driver's side is actually coming away. As you can see, it moves, it's attached to this lever here and it does move. Also up here, as you can see, just there, the plastic is raised. Now I don't know why that's raised up, but it looks like it's coming away. Let me show you from the outside. So you can see that bit of plastic there is raised up. I've heard other people report this. I've actually spoken to someone who had the same problem on theirs. And then there's also this black stuff that I've spoken about before inside here. What on earth is that for? And if it is there for a reason, which it must be there for a reason, why isn't it finished? So it's on both sides, it's on the driver's side and the passenger side, but why on earth isn't that trimming in there finished? Why hasn't it got some painted the same colour as the vehicle or got something over the top of it? Now number 4 is that metal strut on the bonnet. So why on earth has it got a metal strut? So you've got this fantastic engine bay, you go to show someone the engine and you open it up and you've got this blocking the view, so this is always blocking the way. Why hasn't it got gas struts in the corners here? So why hasn't it got a gas strut fitted there and one fitted the other side? Now you've got the option of adding it, so you can add it at any time you want to, but why doesn't it come, especially at this spec vehicle and the cost of this vehicle, why doesn't it come with the gas struts as standard? Now I'm guessing it's because they're trying to be retro, they're trying to be old school and give it that old school look, but why on earth have we got this? So you can have that removed and you can put gas struts in as well. So number 5, my number 5 hate for this vehicle is the boot opening. Now it's got a very large boot in it, as you can see. There's a lot of camera equipment in there at the moment and it's quite easy to get it all in. It goes back quite a way. The only thing is the shape of the boot. If you can see the shape of the opening here, it is a very odd shape. So it looks like, I haven't tried to get a suitcase in yet, but it looks like I'd struggle to get a suitcase in there. But as you can see, when I try to get anything in there, now one item I can get in, but if I stack 2 or 3, I'm not going to get them in there very easily. So yes, it's the actual shape of the boot space, not the size of it. Number 6 is the road tax. The road tax on this vehicle is astronomical. It is £515 to tax this vehicle for 12 months. Now, why does it have to be so expensive? Well, okay, we've got a big 5-litre V8 in there, and I suppose it is a bit polluting, but modern engines are so much cleaner these days. So why is it that it needs to be as much as that? So £515 for 12 months, and that will go up each year. Number 7, we've come inside for this one. Number 7 is the position of the cup holders and the handbrake. So as you can see, there's the handbrake and there are the cup holders. Now they moved the steering wheel from the left hand side from America for the Europeans over to the right hand side, but they didn't move the handbrake or the cup holders over. So when you change gear, as you can see, the cup holders are in the way, so if you've got a coffee there, you're going to have a bit of a job to change gear and could have an accident. And also the handbrake is right over here, so you tend to have to reach over and try to lift up, and it is a bit uncomfortable. And if you've got a passenger right there, you can see it will be right next to their leg, and yeah, if you don't know them too well, you'll be getting a bit too close to them. Number 8 is the sheer size of this vehicle. So if you have a look, it is quite a long vehicle and it is also quite wide. So if you look at the back, the shoulders come out on this vehicle quite a bit, and for the UK roads that is a bit of a problem sometimes, especially where we are here, where we're currently in the Peak District, and the sheer size of this vehicle can prove to be a problem. Down some of these tight roads down here, yeah, you have to give way quite a bit, or you have to wait quite a while for a few vehicles to come past. So it's literally the sheer size of this vehicle for the UK roads. Number 9, my number 9 hate for this vehicle is the amount of people that want to race you in this vehicle. So they know you're sitting there in a 5-litre V8. When you're on the motorway, when you're at the traffic lights, when you're at junctions, there's a lot of people in fast cars, sports cars, modified cars, and they think you want to race. Now, it's to no avail to them, because what they don't realise is I'm not interested in that. My dream has been to own a muscle car for so many years, and after getting it, there's no way I'm going to race around and lose my license. But yeah, the amount of people that want to race you no matter where you go, it attracts a lot of attention, and unfortunately with the stripes as well, it seems that everyone thinks that wherever you go you want to race. So that is my number 9 hate. My 10th and final hate for this vehicle is the amount of wheel spin. So with a great big 5-litre V8 engine like this, you'd expect a lot of wheel spin. Now it's got a wet and snow setting in it, and if you forget to set it onto wet or snow, and in the UK the roads here are wet quite a bit, as you pull away in first or second, even if you only just pull away slowly, although it's rear wheel drive, the front wheels will tend to spin away from you, and if you're turning it at all slightly and you pull away in first or second, don't matter how slow you go, that will try to spin those wheels, and you can easily lose control, especially if you start pulling away quickly. So that is my 10th and final hate. They are the 10 things that I hate about the 2016 Ford Mustang GT UK spec. And okay, hate is a very strong word, because there's nothing that I actually hate at all about this vehicle, but these are the 10 things that I could come up with. So there were 7 dislikes I had, and I added another 3 in there. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, if you like the video, please consider subscribing. Until next time, goodbye.